Hi YouTube! This video is actually going to be two sketchbook pages. I don't think I did them on the same day. I recorded these like a week ago or so. Anyway, let me show you them. So this is the first one. And then I did this one. I actually like this one more for some reason. I don't know why, but I mean, they're very similar. So anyway, I wanted to film an intro just to say hello, show my face, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and here it is. Okay, so on the two paintings in this video, I did not record the underpainting. So basically, it's going to end up looking something like this. This is kind of my go-to underpainting lately. These two I just have laying around. I didn't finish these yet. But anyway, since the paintings you're about to see me do are in my Moleskine journal, one of them is here. I'm recording this after the fact because I realized I did not record how I did my underpainting. So this is the second one that I show. So I'm going to start a new page here and show you how I do it. I'm going to grab really any paintbrush, it doesn't matter. Oh, I did not uncap my water jars. Yeah. Okay, so I have some water. And first, I usually do some journaling on my page. Sometimes I do it with different types of pens. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to get pretty much covered up. Sometimes I'll do a layer of gesso first. I'll just do it because I feel like the paint, the paper takes the, what's it called? Acrylic paint a lot better if you do put gesso down first. And it is smearing my ink, but I don't really care. It's just, actually this ink is supposed to be waterproof, but well, I don't think it is. So, but I don't care. I'm going to cover it up. And yeah, some of the words might peek through a little bit at the end, but if it's, the fact that it's smeared really doesn't matter. I'm not going right to the edge because I don't really want to get this on my other pages. I could have taped the edges, and I do that sometimes, but in this journal I don't really, because this is just my experiment journal. I'm just playing and having fun in here, so I'm not taking it so seriously. The other thing I like to do, which I should have done first, is take just scrap paper and put it underneath each page. Sometimes I'll clip the pages down if they start to get unruly like this, but it'll dry flat, so. Okay, I'm gonna give that a hot minute to dry and I'll show you how I do my acrylic underpainting. And by the way, I did use clear gesso. My favorite clear gesso is by Prima Art Basics. So this gesso is nice and smooth, whereas some other gessos can have a lot more tooth, and I'm not looking for that for what I'm doing, so that's the clear gesso I like. Let me grab a, the problem is the way I have my phone, it's too close. Let me see if I can pull it back a little. I'm using a long-handled paintbrush and it's like, okay, that's better. Now you can maybe see more of what I'm doing too. Okay, I picked out some colors. I am not being fussy about what colors I'm using. I'm just using some random colors. It's just gonna be fun. Use what you have, what appeals to you. Oh my gosh, that just shot, where did that go? Like shot right out of there. fluorescent pink. I actually haven't been using oh my gosh, fluorescent pink very much lately, but man, it's so fun. It's such a fun color. Right. I'm actually using this ultramarine violet mainly because I don't really like it and I want to use it up. It's just not, it's kind of a weak color. Like, see, it's not like super pigmented. Just not a fan of that. Whereas look at the difference with this quinacridone magenta. Some of these are fluid. See how much more pigment that has? Fluid acrylics, regular acrylics, it does not matter. I'm just using what I have. If and when I get to the point where I need new paint, I don't know what I'll buy, you know? It's not that important really. It's just an underpainting. So you can use literally any paint that you have. I even have the $2 Blick matte acrylics, and honestly, I love these. I think these are great for sketchbooks. They are truly wonderful. So just a little drop of this yellow oxide. When that mixes with the purple, where is my, oh here, airbrush medium. In Arizona, everything just dries so fast. So I'm kind of fighting time on that. The airbrush medium helps me get a little more time. Like that purple's already drying, and anyway, it's all good. Now I did put down some unbleached titanium, which is very opaque, so that can create mud. Just FYI. This is Payne's Gray. I kind of like the messy edges. I like the messy brush strokes. Oh, I don't think that's what I want. Okay, not that either. I'm trying to grab this Mineral Violet by Flash Paints. It's just a mixture of quinacridone and dioxazine purple, so it's not like a super unique color. You can really do that yourself if you're so inclined. What else? More fluorescent. Running out of this, but I have more waiting in the wings. That's why I keep making such a mess of it. I can't get it out. Oh my gosh, fluorescent pink is just incredible color to glaze over things. Like, look how that looks glazed over this side. It just looks so cool. Maybe I will grab some of this dioxazine purple. So that's pretty much how I do an underpainting. This color scheme is kind of just my jam right now. I like having a little yellow, warm yellow up here, pink, purple, Payne's Gray. That's just what I've been into lately. So, but like I said, you could use any colors. The thing I do try to do is have a range of value. So have light values and dark values so that when I go on top of it and draw, there's more dimension in the painting. So next step is going to be let that dry and go in with oil pastels on top. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little like resistance to starting this. Oh, I don't want to do that. But I guess that's just gonna have to stop now. So just a reminder, I am loosely basing this painting on this sketchbook spread that I've been looking at all week on my art table and just dying over. I just love it. Wow, that's already just popping off the page, huh? You could probably tell by my drawer of oil pastels that I use NeoPastels and Mungyo oil pastels. I have tried a few other brands that I really don't like, such as Sennelier. Not a fan. For me, they just aren't. They're not. They just aren't conducive to the way I use oil pastels. I mean, I know that they're maybe the best, quote unquote, the best brand or whatever, but like for me, it's just, it's a no. I do have some of them, but I just never reach for them. And I've gotten rid of most of the ones that I did have. And to me, they're just not opaque enough. I like really opaque oil pastels, and the Sennelier ones are very transparent, most of them that I've tried anyway. And to me, that is, it just doesn't work. But I'm sure for some artists, that's perfect for what they need and want to do. So and when I start using up my favorite colors of the Mungyo Gallery oil pastels, I will certainly be buying. They only come in a full set of, oh, well, there's different sizes of their sets, but I bought like the biggest set because it had the most colors, and I really like, oh gosh, what was I going to say? Well, I really like them. That's true, but they are just really, really great oil pastels. I wish they came in an open stock format because there's definitely only certain colors that I gravitate toward, but to me it will be worth it to just repurchase the whole set whenever I start running out of colors. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Okay, so like the Neocolor oil pastels, I have the full set of those. They tend to be very, the colors are very vibrant and saturated. Like I really appreciate the Mungyo set because there are a lot more pastels that where you can get the lighter values in a pastel, in whatever pastel. And I don't know, like if I'll show you just like all of these really light colors. I'm not saying that the Neo colors don't have that. It's just the Mungyo set has more of it, and I just so appreciate that when I am working on things that I don't want to. I can just reach for a convenience color. So these two sets combined are perfect, FYI. For, I mean, in my opinion, in my opinion. Oh gosh, see, this is what happens when I try to like do art and talk at the same time. I mean, it's not easy, you know? That's all. I really love the background on this painting. I just love it. I'm being like cautious, a little cautious about the colors I pick for the flowers. I don't want them to end up looking like muddy. When I'm doing this, I'm kind of all over the place with each color. That brings the whole painting together, I think. I think one of my favorite things to do is just scribble. So actually using oil pastels is so much fun for me. I just like the action of it, like the feeling of it in my hand and the feeling of scribbling like that. Like I don't actually get that as much enjoyment when I paint with a paintbrush in that sense. It's something I've realized over time. And I think I'm learning to embrace that. When you have your blending stump and it gets a little dirty, you can always go in and like, I just rubbed it into this white just to get more colors in different places and unexpected things happening. This one so far is like a lot more abstract than my original one. I don't think that I could really honestly recreate any of these exact, like obviously, I mean, I think that's obvious, but like they're just so unique and in the moment that for me to try to recreate the other painting exactly would be foolish, because believe me, I've done that enough times and learned that it's very difficult to do with a style like this. And honestly, this is completely from my imagination. I actually, you know, when I first started doing these, there was this one reference image I used, and I think I still have it maybe on my phone. Or it was actually from like a library book, and I took a photo of the page. But I mean, it looked nothing like this. It was just literally a picture of flowers, like real life flowers. And but I think I still have that somewhere. I should find it and see how it's like, even just starting with that reference image and doing the first painting with it, and then it evolves over time when you do that. Like you can really, it can be a really great starting point to use a reference image. And then, I mean, here I am like a year later, still creating paintings that were loosely inspired by that reference. It's nice sometimes to blur the edges of like a sort of background area with the flower petal. It's just a nice way to make it more interesting. I like how my text is still showing through underneath some of the areas. See, all I had to do was start, and then I just got into it, and now I'm like kind of in a flow with this painting. I don't know if it's a good painting or not, but the colors are definitely making me feel good. So that is a win. I'm not sure about that lavender color, but maybe I'll try blending it out a little bit. If I add a new color, I'm going to add it in multiple places. Well, I definitely think that this looks a little wild, but I think that's going to be it for now. I for sure still like the old one. Oh my gosh, all of my little in-between papers are falling out. Oops. Yeah, interesting. I really definitely just still really love this one. I have to walk away from this one and come back to it, but I didn't define the flowers as much, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, you know? All right, thank you for watching. I think that's it for this video. Have fun playing with oil pastels. I am loosely using a reference photo. It's from a book that I had taken out of the library. I will show you. And this is the photo that kind of got me started on this type of, I don't know, composition about a year ago, I would say. I started working on this type of composition, and then I just recently kind of picked it up again after not doing it for a long time, I guess. I love this pastel orange, especially up against a nice magenta type purple. Just is such a nice color combination. I don't remember putting black in the background, but maybe that was just the Payne's gray mixed with the purple. I'm not sure, but it looks pretty dark, which I like. But I don't think I actually put black in there. I literally did that like an hour ago, so you'd think I'd remember, but no, I did not get out my black. So it's funny how dark it actually is, because look, this black is like even actually lighter than that paint that's under there. Why that matters? Well, it doesn't really. Just observing some things about my painting. Probably should have waited to put black in, but for some reason I just did it. Why am I all today like having to undo wrappers? I don't know. God, I love how this underpainting is just shining through, and it is really pretty. Another one. I have to do it. There's just not enough of the oil pastel showing beyond the wrapper. See how I did not clean off my blending stump and it just dirtied up that ash gray? I'm okay with that. Most of the colors that I pick up, I'm going to kind of use them just a little bit of everywhere. It pulls the whole painting together. I'm just blending into that green with the purple, make it interesting. If I hit that black oil pastel with any of the lighter colors, it's really going to look pretty muddy, so I'm not really doing that. That's why I said I probably should have waited to put it in, but I'm just kind of being careful about it because I don't want to like blend a lighter color into that black because it'll really look muddy. I'm liking where this is going. I kind of want a mix of things that make sense and things that don't make sense. So like flowers that are a little bit blended into the background versus like a harder edge, a more defined petal versus like, is this a flower? I don't know. Let me just blend it in and give the suggestion of a flower there. Again, making it more interesting, making it not like here are the flowers and there's the background. It's sort of all muddied up. Not sure what's going to happen with this yellow, straight up yellow, but let's pop it in and see what happens. It's just hard to get it to lay on top of other oil pastels. I found yellow is very challenging in that way, but I made it interesting. And then I'm going to grab purplish red and try to do a little bit of the same thing. See how that one is like actually laying down. Yellow is a tough color. And because I put that in the centers, I'm just putting it some other places, random marks. This is like super vibrant color. There we go, into that black. That kind of works. Whoops. Palette knife to scratch into oil pastel can be fun. Depending on what's under it, you can get a different effect if there's a lighter background or a darker one. I think I need to breathe for a minute and see how I feel about this and what else I want to do. Okay, I got those oil pastels cleaned up, well, most of them, and I had this color out, and I think I'm going to add some pops of this teal. If I can find places where it will go down over top of what I have here. Okay, I like that. It gives it a little pop of something maybe unexpected. I think this is done. Maybe.